If you want to see a new movie, you can't just walk in and sit down. You have to show a ticket first. That ticket is the proof that you have a right to be there. It is the same way with your school uniform. When you wear it, you are showing everyone proof that you belong at that school. To understand what happened thousands of years ago, we need that same kind of proof. We can't just guess what life was like for our ancestors. We have to find evidence that shows us the truth. We call this evidence a source. A source is any place or object that gives us information about the people and events of the past. These sources are what keep history grounded in reality. They provide the facts we need to see that the past isn't just a collection of legends, but a real story that actually happened. The first way we learn about the past is through archaeological sources. These are the physical things that people built or shaped with their hands, from massive stone walls to tiny clay pots. Because the earth settles over time, many of these objects end up very deep underground. Today, researchers must carefully clear away the dirt, a process called excavation, to bring these ancient objects back into the light. This is an excavation site. By digging into the ground, we find original floors and walls of homes where people lived centuries ago. Not everything is buried, though. Some ancient rulers built huge stone buildings called monuments. Because these were built to last, many are still standing today. This is the Sun Temple at Konark. Its shape and detailed carvings show us how talented the builders and artists were in the 13th century. While monuments are huge, we also find smaller, everyday objects called artifacts. These are things like tools or delicate pieces of jewelry, and even carved clay toys that people used in their daily lives. These objects are like a bridge to the past. They let us see the actual tools people worked with and the things they valued, showing us that their lives were just as busy and creative as ours. Old coins are especially helpful because they tell us about the money people used. Whether they are made of gold, silver, or bronze, they show us how rich a kingdom was and how its economy worked. Coins are stamped with the face and name of the ruler in charge. This helps put a face to the names in our history books. Experts look at these coins the way we look at photographs today. Every detail, from the metal used to the pictures on the front, helps us build a clearer picture of how that kingdom functioned. Rulers also wanted to make sure their laws and achievements were never forgotten. Because paper can easily tear or burn, they often carved their words into hard surfaces like stone or metal. These carvings are called inscriptions. Because they were cut into tough materials like this stone pillar, these messages have survived for thousands of years. Because metal and stone are so strong, coins and inscriptions provide us with a permanent record that hasn't changed since the day it was made. While objects show us the physical world, literary sources provide us with the written word. These are the stories, records, and thoughts that people wrote down. A long time ago, people didn't have paper. Instead, they used materials found in nature, like the bark of trees or the broad leaves of palm trees, to record that history. These are actual ancient manuscripts written on palm leaves. Even without paper, people found ways to make books and keep their stories alive. Some kings wrote their own life stories, while others had historians record every detail of their reign to make sure they would be remembered forever. Books like this were filled with bright illustrations, showing us the clothes people wore, the food they ate, and how they lived in royal courts. Travelers came to India from all over the world. They acted like early reporters, writing down detailed accounts of the customs, traditions, and monuments they saw during their journeys. Physical objects help us see the world ancient people lived in, but these writings are what let us hear their voices and understand what they were thinking. Finding these answers takes teamwork. Archaeologists are the experts who go out into the field. They dig into the earth to find the physical remains of the past. Historians then take over the work. They study the objects the archaeologists find and read the ancient writings to organize the dates and events into the story we read in our school books. These sites and objects are part of our history, so we have to keep them safe. In India, a group called the Archaeological Survey of India, or the ASI, is in charge of protecting them. This is their headquarters. The people here make sure our ancient sites stay in good condition so everyone can learn from them. It is a massive effort. People to find the past, people to understand it, and people to protect it so it is never lost. To understand history, we rely on two main sources: archaeological, things we dig up, and literary, things we write down. Let's see what you remember. What is the careful process of digging objects up called? That's right, it's excavation. Next question. If we find a small gold coin from an ancient kingdom, what are some things it can tell us about that time? It shows us what metals people used and which leaders were in charge. Final question. Does the ASI only look after caves, or do they protect monuments and other ancient sites too? They protect all of them, making sure our history stays safe. Now that you know how to look for proof, you can see history everywhere. Next time you see an old building or a piece of carved stone, take a closer look. You are seeing the story of the past.